Anything Goes podcast, man. It's your boy Sean Peoples. Hey, people, listen. You like our vibes? You like the movement? Like, subscribe, share, comment in the comment section, man. Ring the notification bell so you can keep up with everything that we got going on, man. And also, jump up in the community tab and vote, man. Vote in all the situations and issues that you see going on up there. That's just a better way for us to gauge the content that we want to put out to you guys. Help us, help you. We help you to help us. So, and don't forget that we're on the road to 5K. You know what that means, right? Yeah, man, we're going to give out some prizes and surprises to some of our most loyal subscribers when we get to 5K. So don't miss out. So you better ring that notification bell or you won't know when we get to 5K and you're going to miss out on them prizes. So you better click that notification bell. Hey, man, I'm here with my brother, Sharp, man. I'm here with my brother, Mr. Razor. Yo, brothers, what's going on with y'all, man? Mr. Razor, how's life treating you?
Man, I can't complain. Like I said, I'm here today. Don't know what tomorrow brings, so I have to give thanks for today.
I have to give thanks and praise. I sound like I'm pastor, son. Short, man. Where are you, my brother?
You don't know, someone living and loving life every day, one day at a time, but we're living and loving it all the same.
Sometimes I wish we could live it 2 days at a time, but then life would go too fast. So I would like to live mine a half a day at a time, slow it down just a bit. But, I saw it go. So my brothers, we're here today, man, on May 31st, 1921. The Tulsa race massacre. I have to wonder sometimes about what takes place in the United States when it comes to race. Like, I don't understand why you can wake up in the morning and hate somebody for the color of their skin. I just never got that thing. But my brothers, looking at this situation, how do we feel about the Tulsa situation, which they're saying only a few people were killed, but fact checkers that we don't have, but around the world, have been showing us there's mass graves hidden there. They're saying it's over 300 people, and the descendants of some of those people want some type of acknowledgement and some type of reimbursement of the situations that happened to them. What do we feel about that, shot, man?
Yeah, boy, this one is a tough one, man. And I'll be honest with the people, I didn't really learn about this until till last year.
What?
Like really learn about it until last year because it came up.
You heard about it before, but didn't go in.
Right, but really details. Okay. Really details was kind of like, during the 2020 campaign last year, where one candidate who shall remain nameless wanted to go hold a rally around this time when people were commemorating this particular horrible event. And so that's how it really came to the forefront of mainstream America, where now, people are really looking into it and learning about it. And I just think it's a horrible situation where, they try to write out, that part of the history of Oklahoma and just in general to say, like it didn't happen as it did. I just think it's a sad situation and we need to learn more about it. And people, need to be aware, that was a place where Black people were actually thriving. Even through being segregated, we had everything for ourselves. We had our own drugstore, we had our own banks, we had our own doctors, lawyers. I mean, we had it all. Yeah. I mean, it was a great place to be Black at that. At that time, when things were so horrible.
My thing is, this thing just seems to keep happening. Every time we get a situation where Blacks are able to move forward, they come in and destroy it. Now think about how far could we have been today if that did not happen? How far could we reach as a race in America? We would have so much different elements of us that could probably propel the culture of what they would call African American. I just call it straight Africans that live in America. Further in life. Reza, when you look into this story, what did you get from it? And share with the people when you found out about it.
Well, like you said, I know about it for, at least 5 years. I've been hearing the story. But like Sharman said, I've never really looked deep into what's going on with it. You understand? And when I start doing my research and I see all the horrible things that took place there, I just have to shake my head. Now you have to remember this thing started, or they 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 wanted to say it started because a young kid, uh, touched a white female, or something in that manner, of sexually assaulted her or
We
something.
don't care if he touched her, any none of
Yeah.
that
So
should have never happened after that.
yeah. So with them using that as an excuse to go there and ruin these people and kill these people, it was all in their intention to do that before. Now we have to look back and even talk, doing my research and talk and listening to some of these people that was in Tulsa at that time. That was nothing uncommon that was taking place, because there was killing of black people even
All
back
over.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you understand?
Many Tulsas in America.
Yeah.
To be actually honest with you, it's just that this is one of the most famous one
Once,
of
yeah.
the most of them.
Yeah, so when you look back and they got an excuse now to go and completely ruin these people's life. It's just a sad thing. You understand? Because it's one of those things where you know I don't even know where to start. There's so much, but what I'm going to say is they went and they killed over 300 people. You understand? And these was, like you said, these were thriving people. Now you disembark all these people all over the world, and cut out generational wealth that these people could have gotten. And now you don't even want to acknowledge the fact that these people need something, repatriation, to for what you have done to them. Now we're looking at anything else that happens. We're talking about 9/11, all these things. Immediately, funds was created for the family. All these things that was done for the family because of what happened. You understand? So why can't we acknowledge the fact when something like this happens here, that we have to do something? You understand? We don't want any commemoration of, oh, this park here, we're going to name this park after at the Tulsa, whatever. Like that is just trying to put a band-aid on something, and not no real work is getting done. You understand? These people want something that's going to further better them in the future and give them what they rightfully deserve. You understand? It's over 300 people, and that's just what they say, because we don't know.
Might be more, because
Yes.
they said it was a lot less than that, but historians and people have proven that to be a lie. The thing is, America have an ugly truth about it. The ugly truth is that we live in a country where don't necessarily love us as much as we would say love the country. We go and fight wars. We go to fight wars. We help build infrastructures. We help invent things, and at times we don't get any credit for it. We don't get any acknowledgement for it. In fact, some other man of different color of skin get all of the attention, all of the accolades for doing the stuff that we do. And when I heard about this story, it's been a long, long, long time, and the more I learn more about it each year. I have to give a shout out to Professor Green, or Dr. Green, now as she is. Ever since I met this lady, maybe about more than 15 years ago, she has been teaching me, I'm from Jamaica. So she has been teaching me American Black history over the years. She's a friend of mine's mother. She has been teaching me about this stuff for years. And, when I was younger, I didn't really care to learn it. But as I get older, it's so interesting and intriguing to me of how this was a well orchestrated plan for them to stop thriving, or they will call African Americans, from building generational wealth and building great communities. And
I mean, I heard they were jealous, you know,
that's
just from jealous from kind of how the people are living in Greenwood, right?
Exactly.
They were jealous, you know. We had grand pianos in our house. They wondered how could we afford
Big
that kind
house.
of stuff.
Yep.
You know, big houses, you know, well educated. You know, the education was on par with what they were doing on the other side of Tulsa. You know, and so, you know, it is back to jealousy. You know, for one set of people not to thrive, you know, you have to. So it's like, why can't we both thrive? But to them, it couldn't be that way, right? Because again, remember, Black people are 3/5 of a human being anyway. So I mean, why would you want that person to be seen as equal to you anyway, or doing well?
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, that whole thing is just distressing all around, and the fact that now there's little acknowledgement and you know, them trying to kind of write it out of history, and like you said, Razor, want to commemorate it with a street name or a park or a monument. That's all BS. Everybody, every other race or culture, or whatever, that had something horrible happen to them, they try to give them, you know, reparations and everything else. And you know, when it comes to us, it just seems like they always fall short or make excuses for why they can't do something or why something can't be done or shouldn't be done.
I think reparations, I would have to take a look in the encyclopedia or dictionary. I think reparations have a side note that says, don't give us the Black people in America.
That's the PS. Is that the PS?
It must be. I would have to go look that up to be sure, because I'm not.
Must be the PS.
But I'm thinking that maybe, you know, that must be.
You look in the margin, right? In the margin, there's a little side note that's saying, you know, everybody except, everybody but
they don't want us to get it. But you know, like they said, you know, doing some research, that's where Black people went. You know, they wanted a better life. You know, there was a part of town that they went to, you know, to say, hey, I could leave somewhere and go there and have a better quality of life. Don't have, you know, get away from
build that area up.
They left the South. They left the South. They left the South. They left the South to go to Oklahoma before it was even a state, right? And claim
out of the South.
Land grab. It was a land grab. They went and grabbed land like everybody else did, and they built that land up. They farmed. They did everything like everybody else did, you know. And
then they came, didn't like it seems to be a common denominator in everything. They give us a little, we make a lot of it, and then they want it back, or they want to destroy it and us for it.
They took it.
But
and here's the thing. Here's the thing also. They have so much graves, so much people got disenfranchised. You got so much. You have so much people that don't know where their family members are buried. They're still finding people that were killed today.
Well, people had to run, left their stuff. They had to just run, you know, grab the child, grab whatever they can, and just run.
But they're still finding people body in 2021. They're still finding bodies that they're digging. They're finding shallow graves in areas around there.
I think it was more than 300, because if that town had thousands of people, I think it was more than 300. I think we're just trying to hit a drop in the bucket. Yeah, it'll come out though.
They said what, over 10,000 people?
Yeah, lived in Greenwood.
Live in the community. Yeah.
Right.
And that's why I don't understand. You know, I don't even want to sound Malcolm X-ish right now. But come on, man. We have to stop letting people run over us, B. We have to start, you know, we have to stop letting this happen.
I had a question for you. Why does defending yourself have to sound Malcolmish? I mean, like why is even that where people have to go? Why is it defending yourself have to be that?
They're much rather us be king-ish than Malcolm-ish. So, you know, but to me, you come into a community of Africans that were stolen and brought to America, decide to destroy it, kill them, pillage the place, take what doesn't belong to you, like they did before with us and the Indians, and now act like this never took place. act like it's just something that we're fabricating. It's in it's in our imagination. When up until 2021, they're still finding bodies of people who got killed. They found a body not too long, but what 3-4 weeks ago, they digged up a shallow grave and found a body or two. So this is ridiculous.
And to make another point, you know, even in our history, in history books, they have legislation and everything that block these things from going into our history books.
They don't want to teach us.
They don't want to teach it. You understand? Because they don't want people to see the horrible things that they have done. You understand? And the way to move forward, you know, is the acknowledgement of what you have done. Yeah. So
America have a terrible problem with acknowledging it's wrong. It want to act like it was this perfect country that never did anything wrong, and all of it, you know, it's just dropped out of heaven, and everything has been great ever since. Well, it's not.
And I don't want to say it's the whole of America. There's a certain slice. There's a certain sliver. There's a nice piece of it.
There's a big segment of it. Let's just be honest.
All right. So big enough. Yeah. So okay, big enough segment, but it's not everybody. It's
definitely not everybody.
It's when it comes to the lawmakers in these states. Well, the lawmakers in these states, and then our own lawmakers in Washington.
Here's the thing too. If the people disagreed with what the lawmakers were doing, they couldn't be able to do these things.
Oh no. I fully agree with you on that one. Definitely agree with you on that.
Agreement on definitely. What's going on. So that's why it's been taking place. No, Tulsa is a sad situation all around. No one wants to, you know, we in this program I can't even express how I really feel and what I really want to say, because it could come off as, you know, an angry Black man. But you know, this is a sad situation that should have never happened. And it's also a situation that if it's not taught to people around the country and around the world, can happen again. Because that brother that was in office not too long ago has brought out some bravery in some of these people to make them feel like they can do anything that they want to do. But
I mean, it feels like they're accepted now. They have the leeway now. Before it used to be like they used to be, you know, like in the background, you know, undercover. Yeah. Now they're coming out in suits and ties and polo shirts and khakis and just, you know, just sitting there and openly, you know, behaving this way and you know, kind of putting out their real feelings, so to speak.
It's crazy because you look at it, you know, they didn't even vote for them to investigate the insurrection that took place on January 6th. You know,
no, that was a regular tour. There was like tourist people going through. They were being let in and ushered in and everything else.
That's what one of those elected guys that are tax-paying money pays looked into a camera and said it was like a tourist day. I don't even want to address that right now. Let's keep it to Tulsa. But the people in our community in Tulsa, man, I'm wishing them luck. And I think that when everything clears up, my brother, I think that we should probably make a trip there to Tulsa and just take a look on what took place there, just to be in the ambience of our ancestors.
That's a good idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah, just to feel the atmosphere of we'll never understand what they feel because we wasn't there, but we can put ourselves in the skin of a person that has our skin, because we do have the same skin that they have, and just try to feel and wonder what they were going through during this whole thing, after striving so hard, leaving the South from anguish of beatings and all the stuff that was, you know, happening to them, and come here to make this great, awesome life, and for it to be stolen and pillaged by these criminals and terrorists. No, I think we should go take a trip and just, you know.
You know, the worst part was, you know, nobody was held accountable for that, right? So, you know, nobody was charged in that as far as white people went. but they still want to charge black people.
But-
Imagine that. For you coming to my place and burn it down, you want to charge me. And then
bigger issue was, my brothers, you know that the insurance companies and all of these things would not pay out.
Yeah, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't.
Because they're black. They wouldn't take care of their obligations to them because they were black. And up until this day, these stuff haven't been done. And there should be some legislation in Congress and in Senate to fix this issue, even if it's just for the descendant of these people. It was wrong and it should be corrected. And in fact, they should go around and find all the Tulsas in the country that has happened, that white men have pillaged and destroyed when they say our black community was building up, and pay back out some money, give repatriation to the ancestors or the descendants of those family. Because, you know, what people don't understand is a little wealth can take a family a long way. Just that one family up there could have had a family in New York that needed some support, or a family further down south that needed some support. And that one doctor, that one that one physician, that one pharmacist, that one plumber that was just in a good state could have helped these people help our community build better, but they destroyed that when they destroyed us.
But the funny thing is, you know, when we were living apart from them, we were more successful. And nobody wanted nobody want to hear that. I know it's not satisfying to anybody me saying that, but we were more successful.
Segregation was probably the biggest downfall of black people in America. No, I'm not saying that we shouldn't have desegregation. I'm sorry, not segregation. Desegregation. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have been able to live in communities and we should have, but I'm saying that when that happened, it destroyed the black communities, because the black communities had stores there. They had their own moms and pop stores there that was being very successful because the people in that community was buying from these stores.
Yeah, it destroyed the family unit as well. It destroyed the family unit as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
throw everything off.
Yeah.
The dollar stayed in the community. You know, today with the dollar don't stay in the community, but what in Tulsa they are saying that the dollar stayed in there, didn't go anywhere. He kept on recycling.
Here's the thing, you're wrong. The dollar does stay in the community. It's just not our community, so we're not seeing it come back to us. Their community. They put people in there. Remember, even the communities that you see a lot of blacks live in, they don't own these properties.
Yeah.
They're owned by establishment and some rich white man corporation. They don't own these. That's why you always hear them saying, "Yo, black man, stop killing yourself over a community that you don't own." That is facts.
But you know, it's like you said, it was a terrible thing, you know, and doing the investigation, I heard that some of these places was bombed.
Of course.
Aerial support.
I think y'all didn't hear what I said. It was orchestrated.
Yeah.
It's not something that some little boy made a pass at a white woman and they went in there and did. That
was the premise. That was the premise that they used.
Yes, that's the
premise that they used.
That's the idea and the excuses that they give. You know, just like with the Tuskegee experiment. These things, it gets ridiculous, man. It gets, but we as a people have to learn to defend ourselves. I'm not saying that we should pick up arms, but we should educate ourselves about things that has happened in the past, because if you don't know what happened in the past, my brothers, we know it can reoccur again, and it can happen to us again, and they can fool us into believing that we're loved. But as we see on the news and out in real life every day,
no, we're not loved, bro. We are far from loved.
Yes, we're a target. And at the end of the day, my brothers, we have to learn to protect our family, protect our well-being, and protect our investments. And sometimes you just have to do whatever it takes to make sure that your family and your investment is protected the right way. Now, some people, especially in that time, didn't feel like antagonizing the folks that came there to take their stuff. But in a time like this where we know what's going on, we have to make sure that we know how to handle ourselves when our family and ourselves are in distress. You know, well, shoot two things real quick, Mr. Razor, we'd like people to take into consideration before we go.
Well, I love the fact that I think the word is getting spread around more about the Tulsa situation. So, I spread the word around myself and let people know, like, look into it, investigate it, and know your history, because a lot of these things was covered up. When you control the media, they push out what they want to push out. You understand?
Narrative.
Yeah, they control what happened, and when that happened, they control what was put out in the paper. None of this thing was ever put out in the paper. You understand? So, we ourselves have to put out the information of what we want our people to know, because we cannot allow them to control the narrative. Like you said, it happened before, it can happen again. You understand? But it's a sad thing that happened in Tulsa, and it's the more I learn, it's sometimes you just get disgusted. Like, I didn't even know where to start, because it's
exhausting.
It is so much. It's so much.
It's very exhausting. It's stressing. It's so damaging on the brain that if you sit down and just analyze how we're treated here, you'll have to have mental issues, and keep in mind, like I said, they control the narrative. That's why they can tell you it was over some young man and a white lady, and not tell you that it was a well orchestrated plan to destroy one of the most successful communities, not just Black community. It was one of the most successful communities in America. Sharpman, quickly, give me two things you want the people to know.
Yeah, I mean, I think knowing what we know now, I think just educating yourself on the whole situation, and then, just understanding that as Black people, we need to invest in each other more, and just kind of pay attention to our surroundings and the narrative that they try to push in mainstream media and in certain other corners of the internet. And we just have to do our research and educate ourselves.
Definitely. This is the Anything Goes podcast. It's your boy, Sean Peoples. I'm here with Mr. Razor. I'm here with Shotman. Tulsa. We have the families, descendants, and just the community in general in our prayers. And we're hoping that some comfort can come to some of the descendants. And I'm hoping that some laws can translate in some type of reparation for the descendants of the families in Tulsa. And may they everyone that lost their life that day, rest in peace, and know that we here feel horrible about that situation, and we wish that, you just being successful in life wasn't a crime for you to lose your life. But unfortunately, the color of your skin and the success that you had was a crime for some terrorists and hooligans to decide that they're gonna take that away from you. This is the Anything Goes podcast, man. It's your boy Sean Peoples. Again, I'm here with Mr. Razor. I'm here with Shotman. Yes, I said it already, but I want to reiterate that again. I'm here with my brothers, and this was a topic that we well wanted to talk about. So here we are speaking about it, and it's gets you a little emotional sometimes, but we fight through it and get it done. So in the comment section, you give us some feedback, tell us what you think, like, subscribe, share this with your friends, share this with your family, please. We're out of here, man.